Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. I'm glad that you are here. If you're new, my name is Barbara. We live in Tennessee. And y'all, today my heart dropped when I saw this. So we're gonna go over to the fruit tree orchard, and y'all, I don't know if my fruit trees are gonna make it. I gotta show you what happened. So we were on our way to church, and when we pulled out of the driveway, my husband looked over and he noticed that one of my fruit trees was literally like up out of the ground. So if you're new here, we just planted our first fruit tree orchard back in September. We have tried to do all the things right to make sure that they are safe and protected. And so even last week when the temperatures dropped really low, we came out here, you saw in the video, we covered them, all the things. We uncovered them when the weather warmed back up. They looked fine. But yesterday, as we were leaving, going to church, my husband noticed that one was literally coming up out of the ground. We pulled in close, and y'all, we saw that the bark had literally been scratched, like scratched. And as we investigated, I should say he investigated because he was one that actually went around, just about every tree had been scratched. Now, you guys know I had put tree guards on the fruit trees for that very reason, to prevent the tree scratching. So let's take you over to where the orchard is. My husband has went and gotten some supplies, and we're going to try to put some fencing around the trees to protect it. So let's go take a look, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. Okay, so this is the tree that we actually saw up out of the ground, and you can, oh, was that one? Okay, well, let me show you while I'm here. Let me show you this one. Look how bad this has been scratched up. Do y'all see that? Now, let me give you perspective. That's where the tree guard is. And I thought that I was doing the right thing by putting the tree guard on it. And it, you know, and again, I've never done this before, but again, I did a lot of reading, a lot of research, and it said that this would kind of help to protect it. I had no idea that they, or whatever animal, would kind of go up this far. Y'all, they scratched it good. Real good. When I looked it up on Google, it said it could be a beaver, a deer, squirrel, but my husband just pointed out, you can see these footprints almost. I don't know if you can tell on camera. He thinks it probably was a deer. They got it on this side too. Let me show you the one that we actually saw that was up out of the ground. As you can see, my husband is already on it. I'm going to tell you what he's doing, or he's going to tell you what he's doing in just a minute. But let me this is the one that was literally up out of the ground. You can see where it's scratched here. Look at that. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. He's put it back in the ground for now. Now. Y'all, my heart sank. When I saw that tree almost out of the ground, my heart sank for a few reasons. One, this is my very first fruit tree orchard, and it's almost like they're my babies. I'm like, you know, we just got them in the ground, and I have tried to be really diligent about watching videos, reading books, researching to make sure that they don't die because of my ignorance, right? And so I've tried to do all the things. And then also, yes, you can always replace the tree, but y'all, fruit trees take forever, right? They're not like plants or annuals where you plant it and you're going to have something that season, right? And for some of these, we spent money more so than others. Some of these we paid $25 for, but some of these we pay like $60 for because we went through and tried to get some that were already like, what's the word? Not grafted, but like we're further along is the best way I know how to explain it. So it is quite an investment out here in this field. We have 13 fruit trees that we planted, and we have more in the tunnel. So it's quite an investment. My heart sank, but I prayed. I'm like, Lord, you already knew that you already knew this was going to happen before it happened. It did not catch you by surprise. It caught me by surprise. And so I had to rest and pray, go to church, and just try not to worry about it. I did look up and just see, okay, will they survive? Will they make it? And kind of what happened. And then also, before I prayed, I was mad at my dogs. I'm like, you're supposed to be on your job. Max, Lexi. That's the whole point. How did y'all let deer come down here and mess up my trees? How? That's where I was. But then I prayed, okay? And I looked up about, like I said, it said it could be a deer, squirrel, beaver. I think it even said a rabbit. And so I could see maybe they wouldn't see a squirrel, and maybe again the deer. And you know, when you live in the country, you see deer all the time, but there's a certain time of the season when you don't see deer. I don't know if they're hibernating, making babies. I don't know what they're doing. Like, I haven't seen deer probably in a couple of months. Have you seen any deer, honey?
Yeah.
In the last month or so?
Yeah.
Oh, he said he's seen them. I hadn't seen any. I know they out here because they always out here. But anyway, he thinks it maybe was a deer who kind of got up. Now, what I don't understand is, what is the point of them scratching the tree? Like, do you get any nutrients from that? It's obviously not food. Like, what's the point? Are you itching? Like, what's going on? Listen, I invite your comments down below, because I am a newbie, novice when it comes to fruit trees. Frustrated, like, what's going on, all the things. So, instead of me complaining about the problem, let's talk about the solution. My husband is putting up some fencing and T-posts around the trees to help protect it. Let's go over here, if we don't disturb him while he's working, because we need him to keep working, because we ain't got about an hour before it gets dark. And maybe he can tell us what he's doing. He looking like, sis, keep rolling. I ain't got time. He like, tell the people what you think you see, because I don't have time, because I got to work. Is that what you thinking, honey?
Well, not in those clear-cut terms. Here's what we do. So we've got some 14 gauge fencing, and I'm cutting it 6 foot wide for the branches that are for the trees that have branches that are out, and we're just kind of putting it together and you know, connecting them, and then putting T-posts, at least a couple T-posts, to just hold it in place, so that the wind doesn't blow it around, or deer or some other animal come and lean against it and move it out the way. So that's really all we're doing, and it seems to be working. I think it's gonna be fine.
But can't the deer go above that and scratch above that part?
Yeah, but they don't make fencing tall enough to go 5 feet high. At least
That's how?
That's 3 feet.
Oh.
But all the scratching is around the 3 foot range. So we're covering up what has already been scratched. And so, you know, I feel like if an animal wants to do some damage, they could get to it if they really try hard enough. But this is to discourage them, just like the fencing of the garden. Like, they can leap over it, but it's enough of a deterrent. They don't mess with it. So we're just really trying to deter them, so they won't come back and bother it anymore.
And you really think it's deer?
I do.
Now, nothing can fit through those holes.
No, not even rabbits or...
Okay, because you had said something about putting chicken wire at the bottom, but I guess we don't need it.
Yeah, because I found some that the spacing was small enough. I don't think any varmints can get through there.
Okay, all right. I'm going to let him get back to work. Did y'all understand what he said? I hope you did. All I know, he got some kind of fencing and some T-posts, and I just want my trees saved. That is what I want. So he's already done 3 out of the 13. Look at Lexi over here. Just come here, Lexi. She running around. I'm like, now where were you when some people was trying to tear up my trees, Lexi? Y'all, Lexi is something that, Max, we're gonna give you a pass because you older. But Lexi, I expect different from you. Lexi's not paying me any attention. Okay. Put down in the comments if you've had this before. Also put down in the comments any other way that you have tried to fix it. If what we're doing, if you've tried that, if you've tried something different, put it down in the comments, not just for me, but for anybody else who may be having the same issue. Now, I did look up on Google, will my trees survive? Will they be okay? And what Google said is that as long as it wasn't more than 50% of the, something it said, the tree bark or whatever, that it would be fine. Is that the worst one, the first one that I showed you? He said that's the worst one. Let's go take a look at some of the other ones. And then it mentioned something about girdling. I got to go back and look that up and see what that means. But let's go take a look at some of the other ones. Okay, this is the plum tree. You can see there is a little scraping right there, but that's not a ton at all. And there was only, I think, one tree that was out of the ground. Then we had another one that was almost out of the ground, which is this one that we're going to right here. You've already put it back in the ground or not yet? Okay, he said it's loose. So, oh yeah, that's very, Very loose. So I don't know if the deer was just trying to knock my trees down. I'm not sure. I don't see much scratching on this one. This is one of my pear trees. And I don't see much scratching on this one, but it's definitely loose for sure. And as you can see, they've pretty much started to go dormant. And I see the leaves at the top. Remember, I had an issue with them being black when I first transplanted it. I wonder if that's because it hasn't been in the ground. Plus, we were going to water the trees today because they do need water, because we haven't watered them since before the frost. But this one I don't see. Oh, here's some right here. Oh yeah, they tried to get this one good. You can see that there. So as I kind of take you around and show you some of the scratching of the trees, I wanted to kind of tell you what I found on Google about why deer do this. And so Google said that deers scratch the fruit trees because they're trying to remove the velvet from their antlers, which I didn't even know they had velvet on their antlers. And it says that it is also a way to mark their territory during the fall rutting season. And it says that when they rub off the velvet off their antlers, they deposit scents from their glands and antlers onto the tree, and it signals to other deer that that territory belongs to them. Who knew? Who knew? I had no idea. So that's the purpose of them doing it, not necessarily to eat it or anything like that. So also Google was saying that if it's not over 50% more of the tree, then the tree should be fine. When it's, the girdling is when it's all the way around the tree and you get so far, I guess, into the skin that the tree has no way of getting nutrients, water and things like that. So my husband is trying to get this one, back stable in the ground, kind of tamping it down, and then, we'll remulch. He is, continuing to put the 6-inch kind of gauge around it. That way it still has room to grow, and it has room around their branches and things like that. And then he goes back and secures it with the T-post to kind of help secure it and to keep it in place. So this was definitely not what we had on our agenda at the top of this week, but that's what happens. Something happens and then you have to kind of divert your attention to something else. And y'all, when I tell you it just made me sick to my stomach, it made me sick to my stomach, because I'm like, we spent a lot of time, money, energy, and effort to get to this point. And I really just don't want it to all go to waste. Okay, so as you can see, my husband definitely has a plan. He has more wire that he's getting out of his truck. I think we're short on T-posts. He thought we had some T-posts here, which we did, but we don't have enough for what he needs. So I don't know if he's going to finish it before it gets dark. He should get pretty close, at least with getting the gauge around, you think, honey? Yeah. But it may not all have T-posts, so he'll probably have to go to the store and get more T-posts to help finalize it. And so I tried to explain on the video, on the voiceover, what I read on Google, and basically I'm just reading, what Google says. So according to what Google says and what I see with my eyes, they should be okay. They should be okay, because the one that I showed you at first is the one that is the most damaged. Everything else has a scratch here and there. And it was interesting when I was reading on Google, because I just had to know, I'm like, why are deer scratching their fruit trees? Apparently they have velvet or something on their antlers and they're scratching off the velvet, and it has something to do with mating season and them, showing their dominance and marking their territory. Now, ain't that just like a man? I said that for my husband because I knew he was going to look up for what he was saying, like, stick to the script, stick to your gardening stuff. Why you gotta mark your territory on my fruit trees? Go mark all this land. Go mark it on all these other trees out here. Why you on my baby fruit trees? I don't even understand. You ain't got no territory over here. Yeah, your mom said Dominion. But you know what? I'm laughing about it. But isn't that something, y'all? Like how it is in the natural world is also in the animal kingdom world. That is just something else. I'll just leave that right there. Let that speak to you however it speaks to you. That is just very, very interesting. All I care about is that my fruit trees are going to be A-okay. Now, I do feel good that I did some research and was smart enough to get these tree guards. I thank the Lord for that, because they could have gotten the bottom and all the way up, but at least the bottom is protected. And I did not see any fruit tree guards that were longer than the ones I bought. I didn't look, but a lot of them popped up and they all seem to be the same length. So I wonder, do they even make them real long? What you think, honey? Maybe they do. If you've seen them, put them down in the comments. Let me know. Let me know. Now, we're going to keep these fences around here in the spring.
Possibly.
I'm okay with it. Now, if I have fruit, would that keep them from getting my fruit? We'll cross that bridge when we get to it.
We're going to have to end up putting a real fence around the whole thing.
Did y'all hear that? Okay, I'll cross that bridge when I get to it.
That's for later, but
Yes. Okay, they need to be watered. I guess we're going to do that tomorrow. Yeah, because the temperature is going to drop. And so we'll wait and do that tomorrow. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. So if you did not see us planting our first fruit tree orchard, I will pop that video up here. And it just goes to show you, y'all, this is really all part of the journey. And again, I had to tell myself this is new because I've never done it. Just like when I first started the garden, that was new. And the first time something died, I was like, oh my goodness, I'm never going to be able to grow food. I'm never going to be able to grow that crop. Or what bug is this? It has plenty of holes. And so I always say that to bring me back to off the ledge and bring myself back down. Like, this is a part of it. But I tell you the same thing, is that everything that we put our hands to is not 100% going to be a success. The goal is that we keep learning, we keep growing, and we keep trying. And ask others for help that have already done this, right? And so that's why I say, if you guys have done this, you've seen this, let me know your thoughts in the comments. I would love to hear, because all I know is what Google done told me. That's all I know. That's all I got for this situation right here. But we also have prayer. We be praying over these trees that come spring, we're going to have some leaves, and hopefully some of them will fruit. We'll see. That might be too soon, but at least I want them to fruit and be healthy and get all the stuff that they need. So, y'all, my husband, he's going to keep doing this. I'm going to keep doing whatever he needs me to do, handing him stuff and all that, because clearly this is not my lane, but I am here for support. You got to know when to support and you got to know when to lead. And I'm clearly support on this job right here. But y'all, thank you so much for joining us today. I will keep you posted on how things are going. And I can't wait to see your comments down below. Let me know what you guys think and what you guys have done. Remember, y'all, this is a journey. Let's do it together. I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now, friend.